God? That's the question. And so the way to become inside is through bhajan kirtan, through devotion. Prayer is a very meaningful way to do it. But I think it's a constant reminder as to how we have to do every duty. It's all about finding peace, finding ananda, the third component, sat chit ananda. So it's not just being conscious, because we're all conscious beings, but ananda is a state of almost beyond duality. In the ordinary meaning, ananda, in the Indian meaning, it's happiness, but in the Sanskrit, in the Satchit Ananda meaning, it's beyond duality, because happiness has a side of sorrow or sadness with it, but Ananda is beyond, where you're in the state of bliss and you experience your happiness and sadness where in the human journey, but you're always having your consciousness rest on the inner bliss, in the Satchit Ananda, in God, in the universal consciousness. And so the question is, are we in God consciousness compared to, we all know God is inside us, but we have to be aware the other way around. And an example I can give, and it's related to riding a bike, but I can say driving a car, but is that when we do certain activity, we are, for example, you're able to drive the car, keep your focus on the road, but at the same time, you're able to, well, I wouldn't recommend texting and driving, but at the same time, we have conversations, and this particular book, the example is we're riding a bike. You're able to ride a bike, you have a passenger next to you, and you're able to do that and watch the puddles, but at the same time, concentrate on everything else that you're doing. So the focus, and Baji has given us a story of King Janaka, who has some muni that comes with the sword on top.
Yes.
When he's eating, he gives him this delicious meal in the palace, but there's a sword hanging over the head. And I know Sukhdev Muni. And so after this delicious 10-course meal or whatever, the king asked him, "How was the meal?" He said, "Oh, the meal was great, but I was constantly watching as the sword is going to fall on me." I think it's an extreme example, but really what this example is talking about is when we are doing our everyday activity, to also focus on the inner consciousness and who we are, and for God consciousness, that I think will give us peace and take us beyond our material duality. Thank you.